rest are all guys, 30 guys. So I do that. I learned windsurfing because I was completely out of control. And I actually really like the analogy of windsurfing because sometimes you can get saved. You know, you get a safety boat will come and pick you up. But a lot of the time I have to pick my sail up out the water and steer my own way back home and get to the shore myself. So it's really good to get support. But at the end of the day, we have to become better self-supporters. You know, inside we can just, we can find our own way on our surfboard. You have to keep getting back on that board. Every time you're knocked down, get back on your board, carry on surfing and steer your own way. So I kind of got off your question there. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. No, I want to piggyback on that a little bit because part of my own, how do I say this? Part of my own philosophy is really about the body. You know, what I've been talking about is going by my desires, by following my body, letting my body lead me to wherever it needs to go for healing, for fulfillment, for doing my mission. And you're right. You know, I feel like and my coaching is actually based on the fact that we're already wise enough. We have all the tools we need within us, but we need a guide. We need someone sometimes supporting us just to go within.
Absolutely.
To allow ourselves to really confront our fears and our our shadow side, because it's scary. I know I was scared, and but once I was able to do that, it gave me this confidence that every time I go in, even if I have someone holding me, it's almost like I relish it. Like like I'm pushing the envelope, you know, to another place, you know?
Yeah. You know, fear was my best friend, and we walked side by side for years. I was terrified. I couldn't go into the room with the light off. I couldn't put my bin down the end of the garden if it was dark. I couldn't get in my car without putting the buttons down. I would cross the road if I saw a man. It just dictated everything I did. I was so fearful. We broke up. I'm fed up with fear. You know, I don't want them to be my friend anymore. And that's when I really decided to challenge it. And I did some pretty extreme things. For a long time, I used to take ayahuasca, or actually San Pedro, which is like ayahuasca. So it's a medicinal herb which the shamans use. And it really just has a way of confronting you with what is going on. It strips you of all your conditioning. And so you're left with what is. And when you're just left with what is, you really have to question, what am I still doing? I'm still getting caught in fear and trauma, and in some way choosing to be seduced by my trauma and my fear, because that's all I knew as well. And that's when I decided the very last time I took the San Pedro, I said, okay, show me the worst. I'm going to sit here as grounded and as solid as I possibly can. Show me the worst of all that was done to me. Because before I would just curl up like a fetus position. I would cry. Everyone else taking it were happy. They were dancing naked, swimming in the rivers, climbing trees. And I was just traumatized every time I took it. Trauma. So the last time I just sat as grounded and as still as possible. And that was it. I thought, okay, I've survived it all already. My head just needs to catch up. You know, it was like it hadn't updated its computer program. You know, it was still like Windows 1982 and it needs to be Windows 2018. It was just so out of date, all the memories and the trauma, that I just needed really to upgrade my systems.
Right, and that's a great analogy. I've heard that before, that we're in the old programming, and you just have to kind of get with the new program, you know, because your heart knows, your body knows,
and you really needed that. Yeah, at that time I needed that programming, but it was really out of date.
Right. And, you know, I have to say now that I'm in this kind of new programming, I'm pretty fearless, you know, like even there's something going on. I want to sell my car and, you know, I'm not supposed to do certain things with it, but I do it anyway. You know, like, it can be fixed. You know? Everything can be fixed. You know, you only live once. And I feel like if there's something you want to do, just do it. And things will work out because you believe they will.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm so glad we spoke. You know, if anybody's interested in your book, can you tell them how to find it, what the name of it is? Can you?
Sure. My memoir is called Unbroken. And if they go to my website, which is madelineblack.co.uk, all my social media links are there, and a link to my book and, you know, some of my interviews from radio, TV, talks that I've done, you'll find that all there. And some blogs. I've started to blog now.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. So definitely check out Madeleine's book and subscribe to her blog. Obviously, she has a very compelling story, and if anything, any questions they have, can they contact you directly from your blog?
Absolutely, yes. They can contact me via the website. There's a link there to contact me.
And there will be details below in this podcast, so if you'd like to contact Madeleine, please do. And those of you who've been following me, if you would like to have a free 30-minute strategy session, please go to my website, wellwritersheal.com. And I'd be happy to help you. Just as Madeleine said, we have all the answers within, and, we each have so much wisdom. We just need a guide sometimes to help us find that again. So thank you for your time. So glad you spent this time with me. It's been blissful. So
you're very, very welcome. It was lovely to chat to you.
So thank you again, everyone, for listening in. And until the next show. Thanks, Madeleine.
Okay.
Oh, you stir me up, take me on a ride. Stir me up, deep down inside. You stir me up, skies are blue. They turn stormy when I get with you. You stir me up, take me on a ride. Stir me up, deep down inside. You stir me up.
Coach on Fire Radio.